Okay, in rugby union news in the Pro 14, the ongoing Welsh club crisis at provincial level is ongoing. The PRB has now announced that all four provinces that they currently stand, the regions, will be playing next season. The Scarlets, Blues, Ospreys, and Dragons will all be playing in the league next season. No mergers, no relocations. Their plans for a North Welsh team, which they wanted for next season, have been shelved and put on hold. Initially, they wanted the team for the 2020-21 season, which was the plan, and they tried to rush that ahead by forcing the Ospreys and the Scarlets to merge, which went down very badly, very badly. And the Ospreys have been very clear. They were very open early on in the process, saying that they were going to field a team for next season. They were very clear very early on, before the PRB had its first meeting, that they were determined to put a team on the field next year. The uncertainty is still there. All this has done has pushed that uncertainty down the road for 12 months. This time next year, we'll be having the same discussions we've had this year. The same issues will still be there. Players have come out and been very vocal about how the Welsh Union and the PRB are handling this whole situation, saying that the uncertainty about contracts and where players can be playing next year is meaning players are looking at England and France especially, but also some younger and older players are looking at Major League Rugby in the US and Super Rugby for contracts. They're going to leave Welsh Rugby. That's the threat. That's the concern. And that means under current Welsh selection rules, they're not eligible for selection because they're playing overseas. The current ruling says you've got to have 60 caps before you can play abroad, and a lot of these players have less than 60 caps unless there are exceptional circumstances. Josh Adams is moving back to Wales from Worcester. He'll be joining the Blues for next season. So there won't be any Welsh players, as currently stands, playing abroad before the World Cup. That selection policy has been part of the problem. The issue is there's not enough money for centralised contracts. They're going to come in with these pay bands, which aren't satisfying the players. The players feel that they're not being involved enough in the process. Ken Owens, the players' representative from the Players' Union, has been very vocal. Anscombe, he's hot and cold with Welsh fans because of the fact he's actually a Kiwi, and he's only spent the last 5 years or something in Wales. He's been very vocal about the whole thing. Adam Wynne-Jones, the captain, Ospreys player, very vocal. Notice the players that have been most vocal play for the Scarlets and the Ospreys, the two clubs that were almost forced against their will to merge together. But the thing is, the uncertainty, as I say, is still going to be there this time next year. And this is what Wayne Pivac's got to deal with when he replaces Warren Gatland. Warren Gatland's standing down at the end of the year. At the end of the day, he could be moving on to another coaching job at a club or international level. He's not unduly worried. He's part of the process is nearing its end. I think he still has some important input to give, but Wayne Pivac is going to be dealing with players who have uncertainty over their international futures and their playing futures in general. And young players could be induced to go to Major League Rugby for a couple of seasons in North America because they're going to get paid, or the English and French games. They're going to want to stay in the Northern Hemisphere. They're going to want to keep playing rugby. And Welsh rugby, with its current international selection rules, cannot afford to bleed players to other leagues, especially if there's young players who may have dual nationality status, who may be eligible to play for England or Scotland, and they move to another club. They cannot afford to lose those players either. But all this does is move the uncertainty down the road. So for now, the four regions as they are will play as they are in the Pro 14 for next season. But after that, the uncertainty is still there. So there we go. That's where we are currently at. The Welsh Rugby Union is under a lot of pressure, considering that the Welsh national side are doing so well right now with their unbeaten 14-game run, their second ranking in the world behind the All Blacks. They're going into the World Cup on a positive note, or are they, because of this crisis in the club game? We've been here before when the Celtic League was set up, in part to save domestic rugby union in Wales at club level. We've seen the battles between union and league is struggling as well. Financing of both codes of rugby in Wales is in real deep trouble, and it's going to be ongoing until a solution can be found. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.